Good morning. Well, we ended up with a decent rain last night. About a ½ inch total, which is good. We need to run up to the irrigation field. I shut it down, but we need to run up there and make sure we got the rain there as well and see what things look like here this morning. Kind of a overcast, gloomy day. Gonna be tough to get into any wheat today, especially with a ½ inch of rain. I would assume it's gonna be a no-go today. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get back into it. We're gonna run up to the irrigated field here and check the rain gauge up there. Hopefully we got more than 2/10. ½ inch would be great. If so, we can leave her shut down for today. Maybe look at it again tomorrow or the next day, starting the thing back up. But we ran for, well, what's today? Today's Monday morning, so yeah, it was 2 weeks straight until last night that we ran that basically. Covered the field 2.5 times, almost 3 full times in 2 weeks. Yeah, we did get some rain. The puddles in the road were a pretty good giveaway on the way up here. Not quite as much as at home. Just under a ½ inch. We'll take it. Well, the straw guys got a bunch of their round bales picked up and some of their bundles, but yeah, a bunch of that stuff got rained on. That's not great for them. I would have left the rounds. Maybe they just piled them. See, I would have left the rounds and got the squares picked up myself, but shoot, oh well. I'll have to talk to him, see what they're going to get, or what their plan is with those now, or what he thinks he's going to be able to do. If they can get them picked up, we can plant a few beans, but then the straw got rained on, and it is what it is. It doesn't look like we're going to get a lot of double crop beans, and we might only get 30 or 40 acres instead of 100. Oh well. So last week I had to make that seed run on Thursday, I think it was. I parked the trailer in here and didn't actually unload anything, so we'll go ahead and get that unloaded now. I would love to get some trucks in here and start getting some of these empty boxes out and all of this bag stuff over here. But that hasn't happened real fast, so we'll see. I think I have 10 spots of seed that need returned. We've got some paper bags of some untreated beans that are going to have to get dumped. Those will have to go into a box here at some point. A bunch of empties. Bunch of untreated full boxes that need to get dumped by the end of this week if we're not going to use any of them for double crop, which that's kind of what I've been waiting on. And then we got some piles of pallets, and we got at least 3 more trailer loads of empty boxes coming back yet, 1 or 2 of which will be today, and then the last later in the week. So oh boy, we're getting there. I was running some errands, and I'm down by some of our other wheat fields that we've got to do yet. Yeah, it's wet. About 2 miles south here, they're doing a bunch of dirt work for a construction project, and the ground was dry on top. So, well, maybe it didn't rain here, but it did. That straw's pretty wet. We got to get some sunshine before we can do anything. I don't think we got near as much rain here. Maybe only a 1/10 or 2, but too wet to combine today. All right. Well, it is it's raining again. Kind of misty. It's light rain. It's not really going to add up to anything, but definitely ain't going to dry out today. So we need a project. I've got one. We need to put the trailer, in the shop. We got some work to do. So this is our newest semi-trailer, but it's not new by any means. And well, we got some upgrades to make to it. So a couple of months ago, my friends over at Custom Metalworks in Norwalk, Ohio reached out to me and asked if they could send me a powered tarp kit for our semi-trailers. And so I talked to Phil and said, hey, somebody wants to send me this. Can we do that? And he said, sure. So they sent this to me, and they are a Sureco tarp dealer. And so that's what we've got here. We're going to open that up. I haven't even unboxed it. They sent it to me a long time ago, and we just haven't had time to get it done. I was hoping to get it before harvest and didn't get there. But appreciate them guys, and I'll make sure to put all their information in the description of the video. If you need anything, Surecoat Tarps or any metal fabrication stuff and you're close to Norwalk, Ohio, look these guys up, give them a call. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this put on our trailer here. Now, I know that both of our semi-trailers, both of the 40-footers need new tarps. The other one is worse, but Phil said this one also has holes in it and stuff. So we have a new tarp. It's in a box over there. And we're gonna put that on, and we're gonna put this power tarp kit on at the same time here. And then he's gonna get another tarp ordered for the other trailer. So if this goes well enough, we might have to order a second one of these kits too. We'll see. So let's see if my dull pocket knife will cut these straps and see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, oh boy. Hopefully there's some instructions somewhere. Right, here we go. And we'll see what we got to do. I'm sure that it's going to start with, you know, taking the old one off, pulling the handle off, and we have to pull the pipe out and do all this stuff to change the tarp first. But yeah, let's look at it. Can we see up there? Well, this tarp isn't in horrible shape, but we do have a hole worn through here. Looks like we got another hole up there. So I understand why he wants to replace it. I would think, I don't know, do they patch these tarps? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna put the new one on because now's the time to do it. And if this one is good enough that we want to keep using it, we'll replace the one that's in much worse shape on the other trailer. Oh boy, you may know you're in over your head when number one tool required is a welder. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, so we have a vertical trailer, and these are the two brackets that we need to mount, one on the front and one on the back to hold the pivot arms. I know, I should be working on the tarp, but that's not the exciting part. So, I believe we have a vertical center line rivets, so this needs to go about like that. We gotta do some measuring. It says to measure 43 inches down from the top of the trailer to the center of that hole, basically. Then we'll have to drill the rivets out, put bolts in, I think. So we're 7 feet, basically the white part across here, which means 3.5 is the center line. So we have a rivet seam on the center line of the trailer. All right, I've read far enough ahead that I've got a pretty good idea at least how to get started with this and how the brackets are going to mount. Should be fairly easy. Gonna have to crawl up under there. It's gonna be easier if it was dry, but whatever. So yeah, we've got these two brackets, one for the front, one for the back, and they are gonna go just like that right there. So we've got to drill out 6 rivets, 3 on each side of each bracket, and this side with this rear corrugation on there, there's some spacer washers that go in there. And put that on, and it bolts through to the inside and tighten it up. And then there's a pivot or a pin that goes in there. So I think we're going to get this tarp out and put the new tarp on first. Let everything else dry a little bit. Trying to figure out what we got to do for that. Getting this old tarp off. I used our hoist there to hold that end, and we're going to try and roll it over onto the forklift forks here. I've got one more bracket to take off, and then it should slide out. Something like that. That went pretty well. All right, we got to get the tubes out. Both the stationary tube and the roll tube have to come out of there, and I think they're either screwed or riveted in, so it might take a little while. Phil might be around to help this afternoon. You guys might get your first real footage with Phil in it. Other problems I noticed while we were doing this. One, that bracket just fell off. So I don't know if the screws were off on the inside or the nuts, and that's what happened, but the holes are a little wallered out. And this one over here is broken. Now somebody smoothed it off so it wasn't sharp, but I am sure that is what caused our hole there. So I would just not use it if we don't have a replacement. But knowing Phil, we've got a replacement somewhere. Just got to find it. There. Got both tubes out. We're going to get this cleaned up and put away. So at some point, we've got to extend this or install this extension to that roll tube. And so I don't know that we want it on the trailer just yet or put back in. We might need to try and get this tarp up there and stretched over. And I mean, we could stick it through, but it might have to come back out. So we're not going to rivet it in is what I'm saying. So we're working on getting the brackets mounted on the back of the trailer before we put that tarp up there, since that tube's got to come out. Anyway, trying to figure out, I think it's going to be better to grind them out from in here rather than trying to drill them all from out there. But if he can get this one drilled, then I can locate where we're at. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly. We could count them, but I think a grinder in here is going to be way better than trying to just drill them all out from the outside. That wasn't too bad. Got to drill the holes out a little bigger for the bolts for the brackets here. Nope. Now we're working on the front here. These were aluminum rivets. The ones in the back were stainless. You guys want to make fun of me crawling out of here? For a while. I don't know if I gotta come back up here for electrical stuff later. Made it. There's the back bracket. There's the front bracket. What's next? Next step was these pivot pins here. Key shaft down, inserted from inside to out. Good. What are we doing on the back? We're lifting. Maybe you can see. Maybe. What? Forks are going to hit the truck. Nah, Go down a little bit. Okay, go around the front of the trailer, on the end there. Watch your footing in that ground, drag that across. tarp, what do you got? 4 inches? Let me grab your tape measure. Got it up there. Gotta center it. Our little parts cart has carted its last. The legs are breaking off. Time for a new one. That one's pretty old though, so. All right, we're gonna let him get that secured over there. And then we've got to drop this side down and start mounting our arms up to it. But yeah, check this out. We got the back arm all mounted up. Got the springs in there. And we got the front one done too. We were pulling that tube back out because we got to cut it off for a weld an extension on. It'd be a lot easier on the ground than up there. This is starting to take a while, but we don't really know what we're doing, so it'd be faster if we did. Working on the electrical stuff here while we wait for the paint to dry on that tube where we had to weld it. We about got it done here. This won't take too long from here. Do the other one on the bottom. Had to mount a new plug there. Drill a hole up there, drill a hole here, put this box up. It finally broke. It gave out on me. It's done. Well, we've got it basically up there. Because it's a new tarp, we didn't secure all of these. They need a rivet through all of these straps. We got a couple rivets to put in back here to hold it in place, put the cover on the motor, but it's done. So it's 8 o'clock at night. I'm going home. We'll finish it up in the morning. Just backing it in so we can shut the doors up here. Whew. That took a little longer than I thought it was going to take. But, like I said, once you do one, I'm sure they go faster after that. And having to change the tarp took a little extra time, so it's fine. We'll get it. It's really not that hard. They're pretty simple install, and it's gonna be really nice. So we'll finish it up in the morning. Thanks again to Brad and his brother at Norwalk Custom Metalworks, Norwalk, Ohio. Really appreciate you guys sending that to me. If I had to guess right now, since we got a tarp to replace on the other trailer, we're probably going to come buy one from you for the other trailer. That would be my guess. We'll see how Phil does with this one before we worry about that. So, anyway, hopefully tomorrow we are back into wheat harvest. I don't know if we'll be able to go or not. We'll see if we get some sun in the morning. We finally did this afternoon, started drying stuff up. If they get their bales picked up, which I don't think they did any today, we'll try and get some double crop beans planted. Brock might be around, so that would be good. But yeah, things are going all right. It's time. If we're going to plant double crop beans, we got to get them done. So we still got plenty of stuff to do, that's for sure. And the corn fungicide season is coming up real fast. So we got to get this wheat stuff done, get the seed business stuff wrapped up so that we can get to spraying with the drone. Looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night. Oh, we got something else to talk about. I keep forgetting to bring this up. Give me a minute. Oh, none of that recorded. Bah, don't you hate it when that happens? I hit the button to stop the recording and then it starts recording. Crap. All right, let's try this again. So, you guys know that I have been partnered with Farm Focused for my merchandise sales for the last several years. They do a fantastic job over there. They are great people. Morgan, who is Ben's wife, one of the owners of Farm Focused, has this year and last year participated or is going to participate in the 50 Mile March. 50 Mile March is an organization in Nebraska that supports veterans helping with homelessness and mental health issues with veterans, mostly in Nebraska, eastern Nebraska. That's okay. It's a great organization. It's a great cause, something that I am happy to support. And so every hat or t-shirt or shirt that you buy from Farm Focus, from participating brands, of which Border View Farms is one of, $5 of that purchase will go towards the 50-mile march. So now is the best time of year to go over and get your merchandise for Border View Farms. I really appreciate that, and I think it's a great organization, something I'm proud to help support. And so if you need something, go check them out. There's several other brands participating that are also supporting it, and yeah, thank you guys.